After a sensational 2012 Olympics, pro boxing was back on BoxNation, and it was back with a bang. Saturday night, and we were in Berlin, Germany for the mouth-watering prospect of the world super middleweight clash between Robert Stieglitz and Arthur Abraham. More of that coming up, but first let's have a look at the highlights from a cracking undercard. First up, somebody's O had to go as two unbeaten light heavyweights, Robin Krasniqi and Serdar Sahin, met for the vacant WBO International Championship. From the off, Krasniqi found the Turk's weak spot.
And that uppercut, even though it's telegraphed, it's working him at the moment.
Again. And again. And again, the Munich man got through with crunching uppercuts. Into the third, Sahin was at least making a fight of it, but Krasniqi was finding him too easy to hit.
He's up against an undefeated fighter now, and he's dominating.
Another uppercut, a huge right at the end of the round, and the writing was on the wall. Krasniqi had been due to fight our own Nathan Cleverly earlier in the year, and if that fight ever comes off, the German proved here with a fourth round KO that he could be a serious contender. An unbeaten local favourite was next when he faced Georgian Sandro Siproshvili. There's a wealth of German talent in the division, and as we've seen previously on BoxNation, Dirks, the local boy, is a bit of a KO king, and he didn't take long to find his range.
He's very accurate with that jab though, isn't he? And it's quite a solid punch as well.
The Georgian was doing his best to stay in the fight and probably should have scored a knockdown in the fourth round.
Oh, little, was that a slip there?
He landed a shot, didn't he, Siproshvili? So I think technically it's a knockdown, isn't it?
Siproshvili took heart, and his aggressive assault in round 5 had Dirks in trouble.
He's really going for it here at the start of the fifth. There's a look of aggression on his face.
Dirks weathered the storm and resumed his fight plan. His accuracy and power were doing some serious damage, and the referee should have stopped it way before his corner did.
And that's it. The corner has stepped in, and rightly so. Justin Dirks then, with a win for the Germans.
The Sauerland Orchestra were back to add a little class to the proceedings before the vacant WBA Intercontinental Light Middleweight clash between Jack Kulke and Frederick Serre. The unbeaten Kulke had won 7 of his previous 11 fights inside the distance, and it looked odds-on to be number 8 as he set about the Frenchman.
Really good combination there. He's now starting to show his class here in these early exchanges.
This was all-action stuff, but the German was landing some superb power punches.
But it's classy so far from Golden Jack.
Serre tried to up the pace. Kulke wasn't having any of it.
Sierra's trying to force his man into the corner.
It was only a matter of time for Serre as the German continued to pick him off.
And there's a cut here. And Frederick Sierra's left eye.
Thankfully, this time the ref made the right decision with a sensible stop.
He's having another good look at that eye, and this time, quite sensibly, it was stopped exactly when it should have been.
So, the scene was set for Stieglitz versus Abraham. Eye of a Tiger seemed appropriate to accompany the rink walks, but why Johnny Vegas was singing was anyone's guess.
What an occasion, what a reception for both boxers.
Stieglitz going for his 7th successful defence, Abraham looking to become a 2-weight champion. Predictably, Abraham came out banging in round 1 and seemed happy with his early work.
Little wry smile on the face of Arthur Abraham.
Stieglitz had taken note and joined the fray, and we knew we were in for something special.
And he's really turning it on here. These are great exchanges. The hands are low. He's ready to come in.
If Abraham shaved the first, Stieglitz probably took the next 2 rounds by sheer quantity of shots he threw.
And Stieglitz still on the front foot. Abraham is soaking up a lot of pressure here.
But this was vintage Arthur Abraham, accepting everything the champion had to offer as he tried to lure him into a walk.
He's dropped his shoulders, he's dropped his hands, and he's inciting Robert Stieglitz to come in for more.
Through the middle rounds, Abraham kept coming on. Stieglitz was throwing more, but Abraham was landing the telling blows, and the damage was beginning to show.
And Abraham looked as though he'd rocked Stieglitz there.
The action was relentless. Stieglitz starting each round strong. Abraham finished them strongly.
And just as we think Arthur Abraham is losing the upper hand, he comes back with a flurry.
If Abraham was winning the rounds, it wasn't by much. The champ would never give up his crown without a fight, and what a fight this was.
Well, he's gone onto the ropes and shrugged his shoulders, and he's smiling, and the kidology is back.
Just how hard Abraham hits was clear for all to see as the champion prepared for the final 3 minutes.
This is the 12th and final round in the WBO super middleweight title fight.
Abraham's fans sensed victory and cheered their hero through to the final bell of what will be remembered as an absolute cracker.
We had an absolute treat of a bout tonight, and we are now in the hands of the ringside judges.
So, the king was back on the throne, and BoxNation were back in the business of bringing you the best in boxing. There's a sensational lineup of brilliant live action coming to BoxNation this autumn. Check out BoxNation.com for the full schedule. I'm Andy Friedlander. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.